Hey guys, it's TonyCouldveBeen again. I wrote some notes down, which I never do for any of my videos. Most of my videos were straight on the fly, no script. But I had a lot I wanted to talk about in the backyard of the Lee household here. I wrote down some stuff that has bothered me over the years. And the name of this video is gonna be, it doesn't get much more personal than this, and it's something that I wanted to talk about for a long time, but really haven't had the chance. For those of you who don't know, I figured I came out of the mental health closet already, so I might as well go all the way. For those of you who don't know, I collect disability. It's called SSDI. It is Social Security Disability Insurance, and I've been collecting it since about I think like 5 years ago, something like that. So that would make about 2011, 2012. One thing I'm asked when I get the question many times, of course, when you meet new people, they ask you, what do you do? For the most part, I've been saying, I'm a writer. Nowadays I can say, hey, I'm a YouTuber. But I always get the question, if it ever came to a point in my conversation with someone, if I ever reached that personal level, I would be asked, after I answer I collect disability, I could be asked a question like, you think the polite question to be would be asked a variation of like, what is your disability, if you don't mind me asking, or put politely or tactfully in some way like that. But I always get the question, sorry, I'm messing around with my camera. I always get the question, in some cases I get this question, which really bothers me. It's, what's wrong with you? I didn't realize there was something wrong with me to justify why I would collect disability. That doesn't really make sense to me. There's nothing wrong with me per se, but there's something wrong with how you ask that question. I'm just keeping it real. Like, am I wrong about that? Am I wrong about it? Okay, so let's take a look at it like this. I'm reading my notes here as well. I'm different. Is that something I should be punished for or looked down upon? Because a lot of people feel like I'm not being punished. I'm actually being given an easier life. Now, I do not deny I have a pretty easy life, but I think it sort of implies I have the easiest life of all. In generally speaking, not the easiest life of out of every single person on the planet, of course. I don't know, but one thing I do want to point out is that if you just looked at me, if I never made that video about bipolar disorder, would you be able to tell there's something wrong with me? The point is that you can't see my disability. And that's a very good point that I feel like raising. The fact of the matter is that, sorry, I'm shivering. It's kind of cold out right now. I should have brought a jacket. The point is, you can't see my disability. Like, if I was in a wheelchair, it would be like, oh, are you collecting disability because you're in a wheelchair? Then I could say something like, oh, yeah, that's fair, isn't it? But you can't see my disability because my entire disability, of course, is mental. It is internal. It is, in some cases, neurological. But because I'm not on crutches, I deserve to have a harder life. It's okay if I have a harder life. It's okay if I have an easier life. Like, someone explain this to me, because I don't really know. The next point is, there's plenty of people out there who earn money they don't deserve. And there's plenty of people out there who don't earn enough, I will argue. Teachers, military, state workers, city workers, police officers, firefighters, excuse me. Like, am I making too much quote-unquote free money? Like, I've been paying into Social Security since I was 16 because that's when I started working. And I've never had a job that was under the table. So every dollar I've earned in the period when I was working, it was taxed. So if you think me living off of like maybe what, $400 a month is too much, then sorry. I would ask them to give me more, but I don't think it works like that. Or actually give me less rather. But like either way, it's just it's not really right. Maybe it's not so much a right or wrong thing. Maybe it's a fairness thing. Am I generally able to work in term depending on what field, but in generally speaking, probably. Will I have insurance right away? Should I start said job based on my work history and experience? Oh wait, I'm just making excuses? Maybe you should shut the fuck up is what you should do. Like, that's all I'm saying. The Army considers me a liability. This is the first, I bought the shirt a long time ago. This is my first time wearing the shirt. Well, yeah, the Army considers me a liability. And I did complete boot camp in AIT, Advanced Individual Training. How many of the people who criticized me were in the Army, or at least tried? How many of them would have passed boot camp or AIT, assuming they could stay out of trouble long enough? I mean, I swore an oath to my country. I mean, I took it one step further than just saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, like, I don't mean to use that as excuse, as of course, but does that make me better than the average American? It makes me better than the average person who thinks disability is an easy ride, a free check. I mean, granted, my disability is not well, I can argue it's not related to the military, but I don't know. I'll just, if there's a viewer out there, the majority of people who view this, I assume, will not be in the military. So if you're criticizing me for collecting disability, like, what have you done for your country lately? Did you even try? Did you even attempt like I did? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe Tony could have been crazy. I don't know. But the last thing I'm gonna say is this. In terms of my the status of me collecting disability, whether it be fairly or unfairly, you're not inside my head. I will share this with you right now that I do not share with many people. Due to mental illness, I've been, in general, I've been voluntarily hospitalized, as in, you know, I seeked them out, and I've been hospitalized about 7 or 8 times, and I feel like if my life was that easy, those 7 or 8 times wouldn't happen, then would they? You think being in hospital is fun? You think being in a asylum, even though they don't use that word anymore? I mean, granted, you know, mental institutions aren't, behavioral health care places and hospitals aren't as diabolical as they were in the past. I mean, you've seen movies, so you know exactly what I'm talking about, but the way the society portrays mental illness, but you know, it's stigma, blah blah blah, disability, blah blah blah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys want to hear from me? Ask me a question. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that I do not deserve what I get. And tell me that I do not deserve what I get. I'm just curious. Alright. Talk to you guys later.